All right, greetings to you all. Today is another great opportunity to meet once again to solve some of the questions of teacher licensure examination July 2025, and this is the general professional knowledge numeracy. So, in a previous lesson, we solved the question 1, 2, and 3. So, this time we are going to look at the question 4, 5, and 6. So, as I said, we shall be taking them one after the other and look at how best we can solve these questions. So, my honorable members, my honorable colleague teachers who are here to sit their October licensure exams for the general professional knowledge, I entreat each and everyone to follow Mazways TV. I'm your facilitator, Evans Okay. I'm going to take you through all these questions. So please, if you have any question, you can contact me and I'll help you out. If you need any help in terms of mathematical concept, you can also contact me and I'll try everything I could to help you out. So let's quickly look at this question. So in this question, we are saying that what volume of water can completely fill the container in the diagram if 1000 centimeters cube of water is 1 liter? So this is the diagram we have here. The moment you see this diagram, so this diagram is what? It's a cuboid. Okay, this is a cuboid, and as you know, how do we find the volume of a cuboid? Okay, so we have a cube. A cube is a shape, is a square shape, as well as what a cuboid is also what a rectangular shape. So you know how a rectangle looks like. So the same way a cuboid also what looks like as a square, the way a square looks like, the same way a cube also looks like. So in this case, um, we are looking at the volume. Okay, so you need to know how to find the volume of a cuboid. So we know that the volume of a cuboid is given as what? Um, that is length times width times what? Height. Okay, so that is the volume of cuboid. And then the question, if you look at the diagram, we are given what? The height as 10 centimeters, the width as 30 centimeters, and the length as 50 centimeters. So it's just a matter of multiplying these three numbers. That is the volume. So if you are to multiply that, then how do we go about it? Okay, so 50 centimeters times 30 centimeters times 10 centimeters, and that will give us what? 1000 or 50 years. That will give us 15,000 centimeters cube. So that is the volume for this particular diagram here, which is what? A cuboid. But in a question, we are saying that if 1000 centimeters cube of water is equal to 1 liter, then what would be the volume? So it means that we must change from centimeters to liters. Okay, so if every 1 liter is equal to 1000 centimeters, and since we have 15,000, then what do we do? It's just a matter of what, dividing the 15,000 centimeters cube by the 1000 centimeters cube and multiply by 1 liter. Then whatever we get becomes our answer. So this is what we are going to have. All right, good. So if that's the case, then if we divide 15,000 centimeters cube by 1000 centimeters cube and multiply by 1 liter, then we are going to get 15 liters. Okay, so that will be the answer. Now let's go to the options provided there and see whether we have such an answer there. So yes, so that is what the C. Okay, so this one is very basic. If you look at this general professional knowledge on the part of the numeracy, you realize that most of the questions are basic ones. Okay, they are questions that you don't need to do laborious computations. You don't need to do plenty calculations. Just simple. All right, yes. So let's move on to the question 5. Okay, Great. So for the question 5, this is what we have. Okay, so we are saying that what is the area of a triangle ABC in the diagram below, given the base is what 40 meters long and the perpendicular height is what 75 meters. So as you know, this is what area of a triangle. We know that area of a triangle is given as what a half of the product of the base and the height. Okay, so looking at this question, the base and the height is even given to you in the question. So just looking at the diagram is just representative of what we are talking about. Okay, so once you are given the base and the height, then you just proceed and do your calculations. As I said previously, that if you look at these questions, you realize that most of the questions are basic ones. Okay, they are basic concept that you just have to just get everything right. Okay, you need to take your time. Even though some of them are a little bit tricky, but they are very easy. Okay, they are very easy. So how do we find area of a triangle? We know that when you are given the base and the height of a triangle, you can find it easily, and that is what area is equal to half times base times height. Okay, yes, half, where we have base as 40 meters in the question and the height as for 75 meters. So we just do the multiplication and then we are good to go. Okay, great. So if we multiply half by 40 meters and multiply by 75 meters, what are we going to get? We are going to get 1,500 meters what square. So you see that it's very easy. So these ones, if you look at these questions and you realize that you don't need any laborious computation, or you don't need any plenty of calculations before you get the answer. Just simple calculations and you are good to go. So if you look at the options, you realize that our 1,500 meters square is the B. Okay, so that is our answer. You see that is very easy. Okay, so my respected colleagues, please, if you have any challenge in terms of your licensure exams or whatever mathematics challenges that you are facing, you can contact Mazwis TV. You can contact your facilitator, Evans. Okay, all right. Then I'll try everything possible to help you out. Now let's quickly look at the question 6. Okay, so for the question 6, this is what we have. We are saying that the dot plot shows the marks of the students in a mathematics class test. What is the modal mark of the class test? So you see that we are also talking about what's the mode. Previously we solved one of the questions that we saw. We were talking about the average, where I said the average is the same as what the mean. Okay, the mean, how we find the mean, that is how we find the average. So whenever you have such an example, please, it's very easy. Now what do we mean by modal mark? So when we talk of modal mark, we are saying that the modal mark is the mark that appears most frequently in a set of data. So the most occurrence one, the ones that occurs, you see them plenty in a set of data, then they qualify to be what the modal mark. So if you look at this example here, if you look at the dot of each of them, okay, so the marks are, you realize that for the 8, how many dots? We have 3 dots. So the one which has plenty dots, it becomes what? The modal mark. Okay, so it means that there we have 3 students who had 8 marks. Okay, we had 3 students who had the same mark as 8. So if we are talking about what the modal mark, then we talk about the mark side, which is what the 8. Okay, so it's very easy. You see that it's very easy. You just have to identify. So if you are giving such questions to answer, you are good to go. So it means our answer is what? The C. Okay, very easy. Okay, so if that's the case, let's end here and continue next time. My name is Evans. This is Masvis TV. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye bye.